Are you able to hear me? Okay. Okay. I'm sorry, actually my meeting ID got expired. I created a new one and shared. Okay. Okay. So yesterday we were discussing about what is that? Hmm, what we were discussing yesterday? So synchronization points. Then we were talked about reusable actions. Then parameterization, right? So debugging and run modes we were discussed yesterday, right? So run modes, there are four ways you will come up with in QTP. Those are nothing but like normal, fast, maintenance run mode, update run mode, and another way of running is debugging. Okay, so debugging you will use like breakpoint and step into, step out, step over, and mostly in real time we may use like debug viewer pane. So under debug viewer pane you'll get up with three tabs. Those are nothing but like watch, variables, and commands. Okay, so this is different stuff we were discussed. So our next topic is like virtual objects and regular expressions. So before starting virtual objects, any questions, anybody? Okay, so no questions means we go for starting up with virtual objects. Okay, so normally the thing is hmm, while automating or in another words also I can say while converting your manual test cases to automation, basically you will record, and the recorded script you will enhance, right? So let us suppose today you are developing some qtp tool. So qtp means there are so many yardis you will come up with like java, .NET, cbel, oracle apps. Let us assume you are developing qtp tool for java. Means today in your java application you are having 20 classes or 20 object types like push button, combo box, list box, something like that. So by considering those 20 objects or class types, you come up with your qtp. The it industry is not at all stable, right? So it's dynamic. So when you will get up new technology, nobody can assure. In such a way, you get up some new object. So whenever you got new release, so at that time they were introduced new object in that application. So your qtp tool you're trying to record, but as it is new object, it may not identify, right? So if it is existing class, so so it will try to identify, but that is new one, right? So while you are developing qtp, that is the best example IE10, Internet Explorer 10. Internet Explorer 10, QTP 10 or 11 doesn't support. Why means that is latest technology. Okay. So what you have to do? So what you have to do is you have to take unified functional tester UFT 11.5. Latest version of your QTP is UFT. Okay. Unified functional tester. So the name itself they were completely changed. Okay, so in future you don't see like quick test functional, you will be able to see unified functional tester. So like that whenever new technology comes up, you have to like upgraded tool you should use, right? So but because of that simple reason you cannot stop your automation, right? So what you can do at that point of time is the idea is very simple. While automating some of the objects in your application, QTP unable to identify letters also. So because of that reason, you cannot stop your automation. So what you can do is you can map that unrecognized object to one of the standard class, and you can perform your automation activities. So that is nothing but like virtual objects. The idea is very simple. Let us assume some of the objects in your application QTP not identify. So due to whatever the reason it is, there are so many reasons. Let us assume because of latest technology. Let us assume. So your QTP tool unable to identify at the time. So and another important thing is like your QTP tool is not recording object in your application means it doesn't mean always like it's new technology. There may be so many reasons. Okay, so what are those reasons are like normally first you have to launch your QTP tool, then you have to launch application, but by mistake you are launch your application first, then you launch QTP, then QTP cannot recognize, QTP won't record. So if any of the object QTP unable to identify, unable to record that action, what you have to check is whether you are launched your application first, sorry, launched your QTP tool first, then launch your application. That is one point you have to make sure. Okay, you launched your QTP first, then launched application. Even then it's not recording. Then what is your next option is like record and run options you have to check. Record and run options. So whether this is good or not. Okay. So in case if you are selected this is the one means correct application path you are recorded, you are mapped here or not. Otherwise you are choose the correct settings or not. That is what you have to make sure. Okay, this is also fine. Still your application not recording means there may be like another option is what you can do is step generator, another feature you will come up with in QTP. Step generator. Okay, sometimes what will happen is 10 steps you are recording, 9 actions it may record, but one action may not record due to some minor configuration or something like that. So at that time if you go for like step generator, it will record that action. So you go test object step generator, you have to go for means like insert menu step generator then test objects, then you go so which object. Okay, so select. So this is how you can insert your text check, I mean like okay, this is how you can record that step. Okay, even this is also not recording means so next option you may think about like that may be new object. So at that time our next approach is like you can configure that unrecognized object to one of the standard class and you'll proceed with your automation activities. So that is nothing but like your virtual object. I have to bring that situation means it's very difficult. So that's why what I'm doing is like this OK button I'm treating it like it's not identifying by your QTP tool. So I will show you like how you will configure that unrecognized object to one of the standard class with the help of virtual object. Okay. So tools, virtual objects. So new virtual object from here directly you can configure. Another way is like you go virtual object manager, the existing one what I do is like I will delete. Okay, so what I do is like new from virtual object manager you go for like new, then here you have to perform 4 steps. Those are nothing but like to which standard class you have to map. Which are the standard classes you will come across? Edit box, push button, combo box, list box, edit a web element, horizontal scroll bar, vertical scroll bar, table, like that. So many standard classes will come up with, but it's really not possible to map to all those standard classes. There is some limitation. Those limitation is nothing but like 6 objects you will map. So first step is like you have to map it as a you have to map it as a one of the standard class. The next step is you have to show boundaries to your KTP2. Okay, so how KTP identify? You have to show this is object, you consider it as a web element, right, or edit box. So that is what you want to show your KTP2. So how you will show is like I will tell you. Okay, that is your second step. Third step, you have to give name for that virtual object. That is nothing but like your third step. Fourth step is all push buttons you will add it to push button collection. All radio buttons you add it to radio button collection. Like that, one group you will create like web edit. All edit boxes you will add it to web edit. Like that. That is nothing but like group, one collection. You'll be getting one collection name, you'll be getting respective objects, you'll add it to respective collection group. So that is nothing but like a fourth step. Okay, so what is the standard object? As I said, like 4 standard objects you can map. So button, table, list box, checkbox, combo box, and object. So these are the different objects you will configure. As of now, what I do is like button I will take. Okay, so this is nothing but like your first step. Second step is you have to show your QTP2. You have to mark, right? So that is nothing but like your second step, mark object. So only the thing is you have to drag and drop. Okay, something wrong. Hmm. Okay, let me create once again. Okay, like that you have to select some object. Then what is your third step? You have to give name. Okay, you have to give name, and this is nothing but like your collection. This is vivo virtual object edit box. No, this is button, right? So push button. If you want to create another object, you can give yes. So another one also button. So what I do, another button, another one I go for like edit box. Okay, another one I go for edit box is not there. Oh, okay, so we go for button itself. So you have to mark. So what you have to make? It may not work. What I do is like I will close and revoke. Okay, it was created. Let me check. Close. Okay, so now record username, password. Okay, okay, what it has taken, it was configured perfectly. Okay, it was configured perfectly. So if it is normally button, what is taking? What window button? Okay is taking, but that object we are configured as a virtual object. So that's the reason what is taking virtual button, and what is the name you have given, that is the name is taken. That is the purpose of like your virtual objects. So I'll try to run. Okay, it's working, right? So this is how, only the thing is you have to follow first, right? So to which standard class you have to map, you have to show boundaries to your KTP2, you have to give name for that object and add it to some group. So this is nothing but like your virtual objects. Normally in real time we may not go for, why means there are so many other alternatives are there. So that is what whenever I have already told some alternatives. Okay, so just now I told, right? So those alternatives, there are so many other alternatives. So that is the one I will show you, like whenever we come up with situation. Are you able to hear me? So that is how you can create your virtual objects and configure accordingly, and can use in your test script. But in real time, we may not get a chance to use that virtual objects. The reason behind this is like there are so many other alternatives. What are those alternatives? Whenever I come up with situation, I will tell you. Okay. So another important thing you have to remember is like tools. You don't want to consider this virtual object recognition during recording. So what you can do is uh, disable tools options menu. Once you go for here, you have one option: disable recognition of virtual objects while running, while recording. So you want to disable your virtual recognition means what you can do, you can come here and disable. So now if I go for recording, it doesn't consider it as a virtual object. You see the difference before and earlier. Okay, button okay, now it's taking, but earlier what is taking? Virtual button is taking. So that is another point you have to remember. Another important point is like if you copy this test script in another computer, it doesn't work 100%. If it is virtual object virtual object recording you are using this. Why means whenever you are creating virtual objects internally within your computer, it will try to create some files in your local computer. So where it will create some files is like wherever your qtp got installed. So see, uh, program files, hp quick test professional data dat. If you go for here, vivo template is there. So here it has given okay virtual object push button. What is the collection name you have given, that is the one it was created here. Okay, so your qtp script needs to be executed in another computer means along with that test script, this vot file also needs to be copied. This is another important point you have to remember. Okay, so this is nothing but like your virtual objects. Any questions, anybody? This is nothing but your virtual objects. The idea is very simple. If some of the objects in your application not identifying by your qtp tool, so at that time qtp is coming up with one feature like that unrecognized object, you will configure it to one of the standard class and you can perform your automation activities. Just that's it. That is nothing but like for virtual objects. Okay, so another concept is like regular expressions. If you go a long time it means like your studies time, during your studies time you could have come up with Microsoft disk operating system, that is CUI, means character user interface. Right. So character user interface you can see that. So at that time you have to search means you will come up with like a star and dot. If you remember, what do you call both of them? Wildcard characters. Exactly. Even in our operating system of GUI also, like Windows operating system also, you want to search files with starting with the Rama letters also. So Rama star dot, like the tool key, right? So here dot star you are giving. What do you call them? You are calling them as like wildcard characters normally. Okay. Exactly. If you go in real time, so that Internet Explorer. Now what it was displaying? Blank page, Windows Internet Explorer. Now I'm going for like Gmail. The title what is displaying? Gmail, email from Google, Windows Internet Explorer. So I'm giving username and password. What is displaying title? You see Gmail now is displaying Windows Internet Explorer. My point here is like, if you keep observe, the title is getting varying, but the title completely is not varying. Windows Internet Explorer always stable. Windows Internet Explorer always stable, but part of the text is varying. So this is the good situation to go for like your using like data or like wildcard characters, right? So in your and another important thing is like earlier we come up with like output properties. When you go for output properties, complete property of a particular object is varying. Complete property changes. Employee ID, it always changes, right? So that is the situation is you can go for output property or get target property. Did I say like get target property? I told again, whenever situation comes up I will tell you once again. So remember one thing, complete property is varying. You can go for either output property or get target property for capturing or recognizing that value. Hmm, what I do is like what I go for, okay, so this is the one. So dot get RO property. That is not good example, but I'm showing you like how you will use up with like your get RO property. Okay, so if complete property is very means get repository object property. Okay, so which property you are giving, that is the property it will give you. If you want to run from step, right click, run from step. You don't want to execute from scratch, but current step to end you have to execute. So at that time you can go for, okay, like this, get output property or output property you can go for. But at this point of time, what is happening? Part of the text is varying. So if this is the situation, how you go for, how you will handle. So if this is the situation means, what you can do is like you can go for using very powerful concept that is nothing but like regular expressions. Idea is very simple. Part of the text is very, you can go for regular expressions. Okay, so how you can use your regular expressions is like okay, so how you can use regular expressions in real time is, I'm just recording your Gmail application. Okay, I'm just recording your Gmail application. Okay, sign in button also I'm clicking. If you go for object repository, email, what I'm doing is like you have to make it as a regular expression is which property you have to make as a regular expression. You go and enable that property and click right side, you're getting one icon, you see left and right, less than and greater than something, click there. Here is giving, let us suppose here this is what is getting displayed like email 1, email 2, email 3, something like that, let us also. Okay, so email EMA is always stable, IL is varying, let us also. EMA is always stable. After that, what are the characters you have, how many characters you will get, and which characters exactly you will get, you are really not sure, let us also. If that is the situation, this is the good situation, you can go for applying regular expressions, right? So you have to make it as a regular expression means dot for mapping single character, star for multiple characters. Means in your application after EMA, whatever characters you have, it will completely ignore. Your KTP tool during execution, it will completely ignore. So you have to make it as a regular person. Means you have to click, you have to check that check. But remember one thing, in your email, how you will get up with email? Some xxx dot yyyy at gmail.com. Here dot, you're considering it as a regular question character, but in this example if you take, it's literal character, right? That always you will get. But QTP make it confused like whether it is a literal character or regular question character. Right? Some xxx dot yyyy at gmail.com. Here two dots you are getting. Dot QTP will consider it as a regular person character. But in this situation, at this point of time, dot is a constant. You'll get display always. So if that is the situation, means what QTP does is like it's asking you, do you want to add backslash before each special character in order to treat it as literal character? Means if you come like this, QTP what it does is like it will add backslash. Okay, it will add backslash like dot you are getting, means it will add backslash, means at that time QTP don't consider it as a literal character. Sorry, don't consider it as a regular person character, it will consider it as a literal character. You want to add like that backslash characters, you can press yes. But here at this point of time I don't have constant, so I don't want to worry. Or even you can give that backslash character manually also. Okay, so this is how you can apply your regular expressions. See, as soon as I give regular expressions, what it has given, something it has given. Okay, that means that property QTP will consider it as a regular person character. Okay, it was executed, right? That means your regular person character worked fine. Excellent. Okay, this is nothing but like your uh, regular expressions in your QTP. There are so many regular expressions you will come up with in QTP. There are so many characters you will come up with. Those are nothing but like uh, okay, see, backslash character for matching literal character. You have to mark it as a letter character in any of the property, means you can add that backside of that one as backslash that matches any single character. In real time, really you'll get a chance. Very powerful concept. Part of the property is very, means you can go for regular business very well. And remember another thing is not only in objective objective. Wherever you get concept like object property, in a future you may come up with like descriptive programming or recovery scenario or VB scripting also. Wherever you get concept like even in while inserting checkpoints, while inserting checkpoints also you can go for using your regular expressions. Okay, so backslash is for like inserting little character. Dot represents single character. See, welcome dot if you are giving welcome yes or D, after that whatever you have. Okay, so that is nothing but like single dot. Exactly like that, if we go for star, star means multiple character, instructs QTP to match 0 or more occurrences. Okay, CA star R matches 0 or more. Okay, CAR or CR or multiple A's. Not only any character it will match. Okay, so plus means one or more occurrences. One or more occurrences. So then question mark. Question mark means 0 or 1 occurrence. 0 or 1 occurrence means you can go for using question mark. Like that, very each and every character, whatever you use in your real time, I come up with. So whenever you have doubt means this material you keep and you can refer. Pipe symbol means either O or B, either left side or right side. One character you have to use means like it's for R. Negation means cap symbol. Okay, so except that anything so matches within the lines phone my phone means cap phone you are giving means all the lines which doesn't start with phone. Okay, like that. So matching end of the line. End of the line means like dollar. Cap is for starting of the line, dollar is for ending of the line. All alphanumeric characters you have to match. Okay, like even sometimes what will happen is like you may merge multiple regular expression characters. Multiple regular expression characters you may merge if you want, like dot star something like that, exactly like that. Slash w star means it will match all alphanumeric characters like a to z, capital A to z, small a to z, 0 to 9 and underscore. But except those characters whatever you see in your keyboard, all other characters you have to match means capital W instead of small w, capital W. So capital W matches all these characters, all these special symbols. That is what I said. So even if you want to mix multiple virtual expressions means you can mix very well. Excuse me. Okay, so this is nothing but like your virtual object and regular expression characters. Okay, so virtual objects when you go for is like some of the objects in your application not identified by your KTP tool, then you can go for virtual object. But part of the property is very at the time you can go for like regular expressions, and this is very powerful function. Even in real time you may really get a chance to use. Okay, any questions? Anybody? No questions? Okay. So no questions means actually I thought of for today finishing like object repository types also. If you are working means I will start up with object repository types. Is that fine with you? Okay. We'll finish that. It doesn't take much time. It will take 20 minutes just. Okay.